Yeah, so tell us about yourself. How old you are, dog's name, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. So,
Um, I'm Lydia. I'm 12. My dog, his name is Enzo. He's an Australian Cattle dog, and he's 3.
all right. So, what? What a lot of people don't know is you've done pretty much everything yourself, especially the potty training, which he does a fantastic job with. So, what was it like potty training him? Tell us
Um,
what you had to do. And
it was really bad. I did not like it at all. It's probably the worst part of getting a dog, and because you have to like wake up at like 3 in the morning to take a dog out, and it's especially bad on like school nights because then you wake up the next morning like tired. But um, it worked out all right. I mean, it didn't really take that long. It felt a while, but then once it's over, it's like he did pretty good with it. So once it's over, it's easy.
yeah, well, you said like only like 3 in the morning. What you failed to also tell them is you actually in the beginning you were getting up like almost every hour,
Yeah,
just about through the night to let him out on your own. Like nobody woke you up. You set your own alarm and got him up all the time. On your own to take him out and let him
yeah.
potty. So that was good. Hey, Chris, how's it going? So, but yeah, so anything that you would like to have done different or that you learned about potty trainer you would want to do different about it, besides maybe not potty training? Maybe
Uh,
hire somebody to potty train for you next time.
yeah, probably.
Yeah. All right. No, but like you said, it wasn't bad once it was done. I mean, now he makes it through the night and you have no problems with him. He's actually really, really good at holding it and doing a good job. So,
Yeah.
all right, cool. Um, I guess the big question is, so for the last 3 years you've been doing this, what's it been like? Like how? What's been hard about it? What's probably the hardest thing that you have to do now, as of now, or had to do period besides body training?
Besides potty training, I guess training because he's a new puppy to everything, so he wants to do this and that, but you have to like learn them, teach them to just be calm, sit down, and pay attention.
Yeah. All right. Was it Let's see. I'm trying to think now. Was it like? Has it been hard? Because I know sometimes you can't go and stay at night at people's houses because you have a puppy. That was probably one of the hard things. I
Yeah,
feel like that was one of the hard things for you was like if you had stayed at somebody's house or went to Grammy's or did something like that,
hmm
and then somebody else asked you to stay the night, you sometimes you couldn't because you had him.
yeah.
Was that rough sometimes?
That was pretty rough. Still to like this day, I he comes before everything, so like um I can't go to a friend's house. I have to walk him first and then I can go. But since he's older now, he knows to not go to the bathroom in the room. He knows to just lay down and be calm. Um and yeah, but that was pretty rough. Him being a puppy because I'd have to stay home with him um to make sure that he was okay.
Okay. By that, and you've lucked out now that he's nice and potty trained. You have babysitters. You have Grammy and Pap Pap get to spoil him next door. So that you lucked out on that. A lot of kids don't even get to deal with that stuff. So
Yeah,
sometimes I think you get to a little bit more now because of that.
yeah.
Um, so what's he like over there? Because we don't get to see that much. So how is he over at Grammy and Pap Paps?
Okay, so in the morning he's cranky. He growls at me and then just wants to be left alone. He goes and sleeps. Um, I asked them how he is when I come back from school, and they say that he's fine. He just slept and looked out the window and waited for me. Um, when I come back from school, he's wound up and wants to go on a walk. And he's crazy. Once I take him on a walk, come back home, and I take him into my room, and he's like he he can calm down. He'll go down and lay down. Um, but if I make him excited, he'll get excited again, and then calm down and get a bit, and then go lay down and sleep.
Well, let's see. What are some of the things that you do with Enzyme? What all do you do with him,
Um,
or
so
what have you done with him?
yeah, like training wise, or
Just anything.
okay. Um, I did weight pulling with him, and he's done really good at that. Um, we went in Pittsburgh and did a competition, and he got third place his first time, and then his second time he got second place.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. And then hopefully you've been practicing with him.
mhm.
Yeah. So, and hopefully here in December we're hopefully doing it again. And
Yeah.
so hopefully he'll pull for you for that one, and and then if he doesn't, but even it's always good training, good practice. So,
Yeah.
and Chris says this is a great cast. Thanks, thanks Lydia for your insight. It reminds me very much when I got my collie Rex, '83 vintage, and was trying to figure it out. I remember when I met Chris, he still had his collie, big giant nose. He was a huge dog. He used to come in and he'd go to kiss you and he'd poke you in the eye all the time.
I used to want a collie
with his big pointy nose, and he was a good dog. um, yeah. So like I said, you've been doing the weight pulling, so you've also had to do a little extra walking lately because of the weight pulling.
Yeah.
Because you can't get out there to practice, so you've been having to put down like 3 miles almost every
3
day.
or 4 miles.
Yeah. So you've had to get your exercise as well.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, cool. I guess so. With what's your favorite part? What's your favorite thing to do with him?
So my favorite thing now is because now he's older and knows all these tricks and knows all these things, that I can like show it off to my friends and take him around town. And as I get older, then I can walk more around town, so I can like show everybody his tricks and show everybody like what he can do and tell everybody about him. He's gotten so popular around my town to the point where a lady came up to me and asked, "Is this your dog Endzone?" I was like, "Yeah."
That's awesome. So, so like another thing too. Sorry, somebody was having a hard time trying to get on here, so I'm trying to help out. So what else we have here is, well, actually, let's open up. Anybody got any questions for Lydia at all? Any questions whatsoever? Let's open that up and see what we got.
Endzone is famous for.
Yeah, I got you. Endzone is famous for. I don't know. Maybe she's asking what's he famous for.
Oh. I don't really know what, to be honest. I mean, I walk around town and I go in like these shops in my town, and one lady's always gives him treats every single time he walks in. So they've told me that they talk to him to other people too. So yeah.
Hmm.
Do you feel that it's easy for kids to raise a puppy, or is it hard work? Hard work for sure.
You stole my question, Dana. It was on my list of questions. Go ahead.
I feel like it's hard because you have to first you have to potty train them, then train them, and then you have to like have your eyes on them the whole time so they don't like do any bad stuff. But I feel like it was hard when he was a puppy. Now that he is trained, I feel like that it's easier.
Sorry, Chris. Maybe it was the questions might be behind. You said, "Do you have a favorite? Favorite what?" Also, what a lot of kids, have that the difference is a lot of times when people get dogs, they get a family dog. So it's not just the kids' dogs. The kids may do a lot of stuff with them, but he is actually your dog. So you kind of, I mean, we helped a little bit with some things, but you had to do 98% of it all by yourself. So that's a lot different than most people when they get a dog, because most kids like, we have a dog. Well, yeah, they have a dog, but it's not just their dog. Like it sleeps in them. They sleep with their mom and dad. Their parents feed it. Their parents may, all that kind of stuff. All right, let's see. We got
okay. Chris, what's your favorite breed? My favorite breed is Australian Shepherds. I love Australian Shepherds. I want 2 when I get older. Sabrina, do you think we'll get another pup? When I'm older, I want 2 Australian Shepherds. And I want a little dog. I don't know what the little dog will be yet, but I want a little dog. What's your favorite trick to do with Endzone? I just taught him this one, and it's like where you shoot him, and he like pretends to be dead, and I just love it so much. That's my favorite one.
Yep. Right. There you go. Nice. Anybody else got any questions about stuff, or for Lydia? Like I said, I guess another one is kind of to go off of what Mom asked, and that was, was it hard? And you said, yeah, it was hard. But my other one is like, what advice would you have for kids if they want a pup that's their own? Do you? Because like I said, you got one at 9.
Yeah.
So you know, Chris says his girlfriend has him trained to do that. But he did. But like I said, most parents help the kids out, or there's multiple kids splitting it. Like, what advice would you have for a kid? Would you suggest that they wait till they're a little older, maybe, or do you?
I suggest until. I feel like that's the parents' decision. I feel like that when your kid is responsible and. I don't know. I guess whenever you feel like your kid is responsible enough to have a dog, then that's probably the time to. But before you get a dog, you should find a trainer. Got that from him.
Listen. Hey, there you go. Look at there. She listens to me. What do you know?
Yeah, before you find a dog trainer. It makes it a lot easier. Maybe him.
Maybe. Yeah. Who knows? Well, like, what advice would you have for a kid?
Advice?
Yeah, for kids and their dog, and if they're getting the dogs.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
You think on that one?
Maybe find a dog that suits that kid's personality. If you feel like your kid is wound up, maybe get them a wound up dog, I guess. Mm-hmm. I don't know, to match their energy so they can like each other. I'm not really sure.
Oh, I mean, that could be it. Get a dog that works for them. Yeah. If you have a kid that's really, really wound up, you don't want to give them a basset hound. Yeah. Yeah, so, but you also don't want to get one that's too crazy because then it gets too bad. But but no, that's a good point. So what advice would you have for parents? Wanting to get a dog for their kids.
I have to think on that one.
Yeah. Because like I said, it's a lot of kids don't get to see it from the perspective that you saw it, all the way. So this is kind of also to help kids understand, and also help possibly parents understand too, whether or not their kid might be ready.
Okay. Yeah. So I feel like if you want to get a dog, if your kid begs you for a dog, but they don't want to get up they have a hard time getting up in the morning or doing stuff, then I feel like the dog wouldn't be good for them, because you have to get up for your dog. You have to take them on walks. You have to pay attention to them constantly. Like, I feel like you have to make your kid want to do it, I guess. Yeah.
Because there's times when you don't want to, and we have to make you do it, right? Yeah. It's like you don't want to get out and just take him for a walk because it's like, I've been up late, or I got stuff, or you had a bunch of schoolwork, but you still had to make time to go do stuff. So now,
you plan to play with your friends, but you still have to play with your dog first.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And so I had a question and I lost it. Maybe it'll come back to me here. Anybody else got any more questions for Lydia? Having to do with this. Anything that you want to say that you could think of? Because I kind of I didn't want to. I wanted this to be off your head with you thinking and not overthinking too much. So that's why I didn't ask you to write stuff down and give any questions, because I wanted you to be able to how you felt. So anything that. Oh, let's see. On page 2, paragraph 3 of Dayton's training manual, training in the real world is important. What do you feel is the hardest place or situation you trained in? It's page 3, Dana. Page 3.
Yeah, get that right next time. I taught you that.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah, I came up with that.
Yeah, that's what Mom said.
Yeah. What would you feel is the hardest place or situation to train in?
You trained in.
Like place,
Well, like if you're in a park and there's dogs, or somewhere. Okay. What's hard? Yeah.
I feel like the hardest place would be the city. It's a lot of going on, especially if you have a new dog, then it's a lot for them to adjust. But it's because they're wanting to go this and this and that because it's a new place they want to explore. But if you have a dog that's scared of everything, then it's hard to keep them calm. So I feel like a city would be the hardest place that anybody
All right,
could train in.
what's the hardest place you trained in with him? What's been the worst place, I guess, or the hardest place?
The city, because when we went to Pittsburgh,
Mm-hmm.
it was hard to keep him calm because he wanted to go to every single dog, and it was just like, no, every dog is friendly. Stay here.
Does it get frustrating sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like just period at home, like having to raise him and everything. Does sometimes it get frustrating?
I feel like it can be because it's a lot of like work. So, Gigi's here.
Yep. So is AJ.
Oh, hey,
AJ. Hey, mom.
I feel like I forgot what the question was.
Like getting frustrated and upset, and
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and angry and mad, you know.
Yeah. I feel like it can get frustrating because it's a lot going on, especially for a kid. So, yeah. It can get frustrating.
Yeah. And then having your dad like me, sometimes it gets frustrating too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not easy when your dad's is also the dog trainer too. So you know it's kind of hard sometimes, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So.
Okay.
What did AJ say? AJ says.
I know most kids are very loving to their dog, but do you think it is important to have this
Stern.
Yeah,
that stern parent type of attitude, especially while training, like kind of, you know,
strict.
Sometimes strict, yeah.
I feel like it can, yeah, because your dog, I don't know, I guess, so your dog pays attention. It could be good to have like come on, like let's listen. Kind
of making them have to do it sometimes when they don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like being a kid. Sometimes you want to do something, but you got to be made to do it. You know? Yep. So you got
dogs are like kids.
Yeah, same thing. Yep.
Okay. When did you decide you wanted your own dog, and why did you know there was so much work involved? Okay. I wanted my own dog forever. I can't even remember when I started. I always wanted my own dog. Maybe since I was in second grade. When did you want your own dog? Why did you decide? Okay. I don't know.
When did you decide you wanted your own dog, and why did you decide? And why did you decide, knowing there was so much work involved?
So you see, they told me it was so much work. I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it at all.
That was part of one of my questions too.
I didn't believe it. I didn't. I didn't know there was a lot of work. They told me there was a lot of work. I didn't believe it. I was like, it's easy. It's just a dog. No. It's hard. Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah, it was really hard. I remember when you first got him. Yeah, there was crying. You enjoyed it, but there was a lot of crying too, because if he made a mess because you didn't do something, I taught you how to clean it up. You had to clean it up and everything, right?
Yeah, and it's like, no, because I would like wake up at 3 a.m. to him going to the bathroom in my room. I'd be like crying. I'm like, no, it's too early.
And Amanda says, what do you feel is most rewarding part of having your own dog?
They're like your best friend. They like stay with you. Most dogs are loyal, including Enzo. He's a loyal dog. I feel like that's the best part. He's like your best friend.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Lydia, oh my goodness. Don't read that first part.
Lydia, no. Mom says, Lydia, you're the prettiest girl in this video. The most important question is, does Enzo love me the most?
Oh my He doesn't like you. He's just lying to you, so he makes you feel good. Okay? He doesn't like you.
Sabrina says, "Do you feel like you were ready for the responsibilities of owning a dog at 9, or would you recommend others waiting till they're older?"
I feel like I was ready. I don't know. I feel like I was kind of ready. I feel like I could have waited maybe a year longer. I'm glad of what I started with, but I feel like I could have waited a year longer because I don't know. It was really hard at first. Once I got a hang of it, it was good. It was fine. But I don't know. It's really, I think, the kid. It's if you think they can get up at every hour of the night to take their dog to potty train them, I feel like then that's on the age. I feel like if they're willing to put the hard work in, then that depends on the age. But I feel like maybe 10 would have been good, but I'm okay with where I started. I'm good with where I started.
AJ says I'm the second prettiest girl in the video. Thanks, AJ. And then Sabrina says, especially considering most kids don't have the best dog trainer as a parent. Who's that? Who's that? I don't know.
I don't know. I have my own dog trainer.
Yeah, you got your own professional dog trainer. Same one Amanda goes to.
Yeah. I don't know who this guy is.
And then Chris says, put a dress on Dayton and you can take him anywhere. Thanks, Chris.
I'm not sure about that.
So, anything else? Let's see. I'm trying to think. Anybody else got any more questions? Because I think we kind of got through some of the ones I had.
Good points. You should be proud. I don't know how you did it. Struggling some days. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is tough still some days, isn't it, man? Because you got to juggle school, friends, your dog, Fortnite.
I have to make time for Fortnite.
Yeah, that's right. So I mean, it's a lot to do, and especially when the days are shorter now. So sometimes, I mean, I know there's been times in the past where you wanted to do something, but you had to take care of Enzo and do stuff for him first, and so you end up running out of time and couldn't do the things you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably rough, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah,
that was pretty rough.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was, my mom said,
nothing more satisfying than having a furry best friend.
Yeah, there you go.
What was the most important thing you think you taught him, and what would you like to teach him next? I feel like the most important thing was teaching him obedience and how to act like how to act in important situations. I feel like that was the main thing, obedience. The next thing I want to teach him next is dock diving. I want to teach him how to dock dive.
There you go.
Because he loves swimming.
Yep, there you go.
What was your favorite and least favorite thing to train a dog? My favorite thing, weight pulling. It was really fun to do that. It was like boring at first, but then I was like, okay, he likes this, and it became more fun. And yeah, my least favorite thing, obedience. It's hard when you have a puppy and you're trying to make them calm. So
it's not as exciting.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, dog, please work.
Another thing that some people don't know is that when he was a puppy, doesn't have a girlfriend.
Yeah, he does.
Who's his girlfriend?
Jeffy.
Jeffy.
He likes his tall girls. He's a short king.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know when he was a puppy, we took him herding to learn herding.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was fun. He did a phenomenal job of herding. Did you have? If it was closer and we didn't have to drive so far, we'd probably do it more often. But right now it's just a really, really far drive with a lot of stuff that we have going on. But
yeah.
So what was that like?
It was really fun. I just took him there. I let him go, and he just started chasing these sheep, and I was like, what? how does he know how to do this already? Like, I really didn't have to train him to do it. So, if I wanted him to get better, I would have to train him and keep training him and keep training him. But his instincts really helped with that.
Yeah, he was a superstar out there doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did a good job. Like I said, too bad the place isn't closer because that was
Is it closed?
no closer.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought you said they closed.
We love our short kings. What is your favorite class to take end zone? And dock diving is on our list too. So yeah, they want to do dock diving too. But what is your favorite class to do with end zone?
Favorite class?
What's your favorite class?
Like your class or like just
anything? Doesn't have to be
rig pulling.
Yeah,
I just love it. It's so fun.
Yeah. And does a good job at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Having short legs helps him out.
Yeah, helps him dig.
Yeah.
Makes him put his head down naturally.
Yeah. And then let's see.
He herds Grammy and Pap Pap every day. He has well trained us.
He has trained us well.
He's trained us well.
That's what Grammy says. She must be on your phone.
No, she's on her phone.
Oh, because it says Lydia.
Yeah.
Grammy's Lydia today?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, well, my class is probably trail class. Probably your favorite, isn't it?
Yeah.
You like trail class? Yeah. But yeah, wait.
Because he gets to, out of your class, it's trail class because he gets to like run and play with his friends, and it's just so fun. He's so funny.
And you get to hang out
with everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And he gets to see his girlfriend.
That's right. They like to run around together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Anything else? Obedience on your obedience.
We love trail.
Yep.
Trail team.
That's right. What was the hardest obedience thing you had to teach him? Yeah. What was the hardest part of obedience you had to teach him?
I think probably. I don't know. I guess. Well, when he was a puppy, it was really hard to teach him how to just like calm down and not go after other dogs because he's a really friendly dog that to the point he doesn't realize that other dogs are mean.
Or can be mean or don't want to be bothered.
Yeah, I don't want to be bothered because he just wants to. He's just a social kind of guy, so he just wants to go everywhere. And it's like it's hard to teach him. I wonder
where he gets that from.
It's like hard for him to just like calm down and just stay in his place.
Yeah.
What did he learn the quickest? Herding. Wait. For your class or
just whatever.
Herding. We just let him go and he just started herding the sheep. That's the quickest I've ever seen him learn something.
Yeah. So now, what was the lesson that you learned about letting him pull on the leash when you were younger and play tug of war? How did that work out for you?
It's if your dog pulls on your leash with his mouth, don't let him do it. I'm telling you right now. I'm warning you. Don't let him do it. Don't let her. She or he do it, please. It's going to ruin your life. It's bad. I'm warning you. It's bad.
It took a while, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
He still does it, but when I'm like, no, and then he's like, okay.
Yeah.
So I'll stop.
Yeah, that was rough, but I warned you about that, didn't I? And then,
yeah.
And you're like, oh, it's not so bad because he was tiny.
Yeah.
And it was cute. And then when he got big, he was dragging you everywhere. It was rough, huh?
Yeah, it was bad.
So, well, I got another question, and this is, what's the hardest thing with everything with me being your dad and also training with me? What's the hardest thing about that?
So I feel like if somebody wasn't like if you weren't my trainer, then I feel like you wouldn't tell me to remind me to do go on a walk every day. I feel like you wouldn't remind me to do that because you're not the trainer. You don't really know how what really to do, I guess.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would be.
Was it tough with me being your dad and also being the trainer?
I mean, it's a bonus. I don't have to pay for training, but that's a bonus. But Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's tough because when family does stuff together, sometimes it can be tough because it's family. So sometimes you do things different because if for some reason you might not be the nicest to each other, sometimes you forgive each other because you're family, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, no, like I said, yeah. So that's what I was, because I know it hasn't always been easy.
Yeah.
Me being your dad and me being the trainer at the same time. So
Yeah.
I know it can be tough sometimes.
I still remember when you finally had enough to
Enough of the leash biting. That's what AJ says. Yeah, so yeah, it got tough. Yeah. So the next thing you're probably looking forward to is all your off leash stuff.
Yeah.
You've been working on that a little.
He used to do off leash, and then he needed to learn without remote. So we took the remote off for a while, and now
Just on some things.
Yeah,
So.
and mostly on Sundays, but
when we go to trail class, he's off leash.
Yeah.
So,
but he does good with that. He listens.
Yeah. So, but we have to do the fine tuning on the remote collar with him with his obedience, but like
his tuning.
But his recall is really good, and him hanging out with you is really good. So
yeah,
so good enough to you can be pitch dark outside and you can't even see the dogs, and
he's just hanging out. He's not running into the woods and getting lost.
That's right.
I mean, if one of the other dogs would run into the woods and get lost, I feel like he would go after them, but that's fine. He can go off with his friends.
Does Endzone have a song, and if so, can you sing it?
No, I'm not singing that. He doesn't have a song. No, he doesn't have a song. Oh, he is a rapper. Actually, I don't really listen to his music, but he is a rapper.
Endzone Pepperoni?
No, it's called I forget what it's called. Actually, it's like E-Dog or something.
We want to hear his song. AJ says he wants to hear the song.
He doesn't have a song. I swear, he does not have a song.
Don't let her lie to you. He does have a song.
No.
What's the song?
No!
Sing first. What's his song?
Yo, we are on YouTube right now.
That's right. That's the best part of it. So what's his song?
It goes something on the lines of like some girl named isn't Enzyme Pepperoni? Yeah, it's that. Yeah, I don't remember how it went, but that's how it went. Yeah.
So how's it go?
It goes like Enzoni Pepperoni Pizza Pie, something like that.
It's something like that. Since you're the one.
Something on the lines of that.
Since you came up with it, you can't remember.
No, Mom came up with that.
Okay.
It's something on the lines of that.
Yeah. He says you remember, don't lie.
Yeah, it's something on that.
So what would you, I think Mom asked a while back, or somebody asked a while back, what would you like to teach him next? Did you answer that one?
Yeah.
Okay. I must not have been listening.
It was dock diving.
Oh, that's right. What trick would you like to teach him next?
Trick?
Or obedience or something like that? What would you like to teach him
trick?
next?
I want to teach him to walk on his hind legs. Because I'm gonna put your hands up, and he's gonna walk on his hind legs, and I'm gonna go pow, and then he's gonna pretend to die.
Yeah, there you go. Teach him to clean your room.
Oh my gosh, that would be so nice.
Well, anybody else got any more questions? I'll see if anybody's got anything else. Do you feel like he learns fast?
Mm-hmm, for sure. He's one of the fastest learning dogs I've ever seen. He's very smart.
Yeah.
Even though my grandpa tells me he's dumb and tells me that he's stupid, we don't believe that. Does he live up to be the best?
Not to
be the.
Does he live up to his breed as a healer?
I feel like he's his own breed. He's his own breed. He's a different kind of dog. In some parts, I think he is a healer. Other parts, I think he is just a pepperoni. He's just a weird dog.
Mom says, can you tell us about his breed? You know anything about him?
I think cattle dogs, Australian cattle dogs, are the 10th smartest dog in the world or something like that.
Can they round? The real question is, can they round? Let's see what else we got.
He's making fun of me.
So let's see what else we got. All right. Well, do you have anything else that you feel like you should tell anybody about what it's like having a puppy, whether it's a piece of advice or anything like? Do you feel like there's anything else that you?
I feel like there's key steps. I'm gonna take some of his words.
Yeah.
So, find a trainer before you get the dog. That makes it a lot easier on yourself.
What rule? What paragraph is it?
It's page 72, paragraph 5, sentence 5. See, I know. I read the handbook every day. But you should get a trainer first. Then I feel like you should find out what kind of dog you're looking for, and then see if they match your energy. See if they match. See if you guys feel like you have a connection. Meet up with some breeders. See what they're like. See what they breed their dogs like. Yeah.
Yeah, because like you didn't know, but I was talking to people online, and then I was traveling to go look at dogs for you.
Really?
Yeah, and everything else. Yeah, so I did. And then mom was looking up breeders' names, and I was calling them and talking to them. So there was a lot going on before you. There was months of research before we even found the dog that we wanted for you. And then he came from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So
I'm just gonna tell a little story. This used to be my old room. So I was like, my bed would be actually right here. I was laying in my bed. Me and my mom were watching with one of our dogs, the movie Sing, and my mom asks me, and she's like, "What do you want me to ask if one of the dogs can sleep in here tonight with you?" And I was like, "Sure." And then mom was like, "Okay, Dayton's home. I'm gonna go downstairs and ask him." And then she calls me down, and I come downstairs, and there's a dog waiting for me. And I thought it was Dayton's dog because Dayton was talking about getting a dog, and then I was like, "That's my dog."
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh no! That is
for logging in. We'll give anybody another minute to see if they have any more questions before we finish out for the night. All right. Well, thanks, Lydia. Thanks for doing this. Like, this is something I've been wanting to do for a while. I just thought that you're a little old, to think about things and to have things happen or not happen, and everything else. So I thought it was good. Well, thanks. All right, everybody. Mom says I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, y'all have a good night, and we'll see you next time around. Bye. If I can get my thing to turn on. Come here, you. Mouse isn't working.
Thank you, Dan Dayton.
Yeah.
Bye.
There we go.